Here's something nobody tells you. The moment you start winning, some people will want you to lose. Not because you did anything wrong, not because you changed, but because you succeeded. And that's one of the loneliest truths about ambition. Today, we're talking about envy, the silent force that turns friends into critics, and why your success can feel like a spotlight that blinds the people around you.
Let's start with a story you might recognize. You get promoted, you lose weight, you launch that side project, you finally do the thing you've been talking about for years. And instead of celebration, you feel distance. Your friend who used to text you every day, suddenly quiet. That colleague who was always supportive, now they're pointing out your flaws. Someone makes a comment, "Must be nice," they say, with a smile that doesn't reach their eyes. You didn't do anything to them, but somehow your win feels like their loss. What just happened? Here's the insight. Envy isn't about you. It's about the mirror. When you succeed, you become a reflection of what someone else isn't doing, and that reflection can be painful. Psychologists call this social comparison theory. We constantly measure ourselves against the people around us, especially people we see as similar to us. When a stranger wins an Oscar, we feel inspired. When our college roommate does, we feel complicated. Because deep down we think, if they can do it, why haven't I? Your success doesn't just highlight your achievement, it highlights their inaction. And that gap between where they are and where they thought they'd be creates a sting that feels like betrayal. But here's the twist. They don't hate you. They hate the reminder. Now, envy doesn't always look like anger. It's more subtle than that. Sometimes it's the friend who suddenly stops asking about your life. They're not being mean, they're protecting themselves from feeling inadequate. Sometimes it's the passive-aggressive comment. "You're so lucky," they say, as if luck is the only reason you're ahead. They need to believe that your success wasn't earned, because if it was, what does that say about them? And sometimes it's the slow withdrawal. They stop inviting you. They stop sharing. Because being around you reminds them of the gap they're trying to ignore. None of this is fair to you, but understanding it can set you free. Here's what nobody warns you about. Growth is lonely. When you change, you outgrow certain circles, not because you think you're better, but because your priorities shift. You can't stay in the same conversations, the same habits, the same comfort zones. And the people who aren't ready to grow, they'll feel left behind. There's a reason crabs in a bucket pull each other down. It's not malice, it's fear. If one escapes, the others are forced to confront their own cage. Your success forces people to ask themselves hard questions, and most people don't want to ask those questions. So instead of looking inward, they look at you, and they find reasons to diminish what you've done. But here's what you need to remember. You can't control how people react to your success, but you can control how you respond. First, stop dimming your light. Don't shrink to make others comfortable. Don't apologize for your growth. The world doesn't need smaller versions of you. It needs people who show what's possible. Second, be compassionate, but don't carry their emotions. Someone else's envy is their work to do, not yours to fix. You can be kind without making yourself small. Third, find your people. Not everyone will celebrate you, and that's okay. Seek out the ones who do, the ones who see your success and feel inspired, not threatened. Those are your people. And finally, remember where you came from. Success doesn't make you better than anyone. It makes you responsible. Lift as you climb. Share what you learn. Prove that there's enough success to go around. Because the antidote to envy isn't hiding, it's abundance. Here's the beautiful truth hiding beneath all of this. When people envy you, it means you've done something worth noticing. You've stepped out of the crowd. You've proved that change is possible. And even if it stings now, you're planting seeds. Some people will resent you today and thank you tomorrow, because watching you succeed gives them permission to try. Your success isn't a verdict on their failure. It's proof that the path exists. So keep going, keep building, keep becoming. Not everyone will cheer for you, but the ones who matter will. And more importantly, you'll cheer for yourself. Have you ever felt this? Drop your story in the comments. I want to hear it. And if this resonated, subscribe for more real talk about growth and psychology. The world needs what you're building. I'll see you in the next one.